Hi everyone, Dani here, and welcome to Spenelli Speaks and day 3 of Vlogmas. Today we are doing a book review of a book that I recently read that is great for this holiday season. Now, if you follow me on my Friday reads, you already heard about this book, but I'm going to go into a little bit more detail in this book review. The book I'm referring to is The Merriest Misters by Timothy Janovsky. And I recently read this, like I said. This is a new book this year. So if you're looking for something that was published this year, definitely check this out. Overall, I did give it 3 stars, and I'll explain why in a little bit. But a quick summary, this follows Patrick and Quinn. They are a newly married couple coming close to their first year anniversary. This is the first Christmas that they'll be spending together as a married couple. They're having a little bit of a rift or a rough patch, so to speak. Problems with communication, quality time. It's stressful over the holidays. They live in a home they just purchased, but it's a real fixer-upper, so that adds stress as well. It comes to Christmas Eve. Patrick has promised his family that they can come to Patrick and Quinn's home to have Christmas, which gives Quinn a lot of stress. And so it's just not a good situation on Christmas Eve. It gets late into the night, and they bump into none other than Santa Claus. Now, not the Santa Claus you and I remember, and that kind of is where the story totally takes a turn. Now, I was not aware that this book was magical. Had I read the back of the book, it probably would have been more clear, but I really tend to stray away from reading the backs of books. I am a big cover buy person. So I had no idea that this book was going to take place on the North Pole. We get there real early on, and let me tell you, the magic there is a second to none. Obviously, we all have our idea of what the North Pole is like, and it's definitely there, but this author really goes an extra step, adding a lot more magic, making more inclusive kind of environment. There's this whole second level of people who are like a council, a Santa council, so to speak, and it really adds a texture and an element to the North Pole that I really liked. I loved all the magic. I loved how the couple was able to really reconnect, and I liked the message behind why there are Santa Clauses and Mrs. Clauses and the Merriest Misters. It had a really nice message, the story about relationships, about love, and it was super cute. I have to say, like the two Misters, Patrick and Quinn, super cute, endearing. I loved how there was the present time, and then they had flashbacks, so they would have memories of like when they first met or when they proposed. It was a cute book. Now, I did give it 3 stars, and the reason for that is at the climax of the book, where there's a bit of a struggle and the characters had to make some really important decisions. I'm not necessarily a big fan of the direction the author took. Now, not to say that that direction is bad. That was just a personal opinion. I didn't particularly like the direction. Now, I think for the arc of the characters, it was great. For the message and what it meant for these characters and possibly people who have similar situations, it was great. But like I said, just my personal opinion, I didn't quite like how the ending came to be. Still a happy ending, still very magical, still very whimsical. It was a great read, but it did knock it down from a 4-star to a 3-star. I do have to say, I thoroughly enjoyed the book. I think I read it in 2 days, 2 sittings. So if you're looking for something that's easy to read, whimsical, very cheery for the season, really gets you in the mood for Christmas, definitely pick this one up. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So that is that. I hope you join me next week for another book review. And I hope that you are enjoying Vlogmas so far. Let me know in the comments if there are any Christmas books that you have read yet this season, or maybe last season, that you thought I should know about. I love reading Christmas books. So, anywho, until tomorrow, I hope you're reading something fantastic, taking care, staying safe, and as always, you know how it goes. Happy reading. Bye.